Test 1, 2. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revere Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Could we rise and salute the flag, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Mr. Hamdan? Yes. Here. Mr. Lemonna? Here. Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Here. And Chairman Tucker?
Here.
Here. Quorum is present. First matter on the agenda, A2136. This is a continuation from December. Beth McDougall, 214 Arlington Street, requesting a variance to enable the appellant to construct an accessory garage, 1,080 square feet, which would occupy more than 10% of the rear yard.
Is the applicant present?
Chairman, I did receive an email from the applicant requesting that they wanted to cancel their hearing. They were advised in an email response that they were to submit a request to the Zoning Board of Appeals to request leave to withdraw their application, which I did not receive anything today.
What's the will of the members? Do we want to withdraw without prejudice? So can I have a motion, please, to withdraw without prejudice?
On the motion for the Zoning Board of Appeals to allow the applicant to withdraw their application without prejudice, Mr. Hamdan? Yes. Mr. Lemonna? Yes. Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes. And Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, the application has been withdrawn. Next application is A2201 Durant Performance Coatings, Inc., 112 Railroad Street, appealing the decision of the building inspector and/or the site plan review committee on November 16, 2021, to approve the site plan application submitted in relation to 44 Railroad Street.
Good afternoon. Just for the edification of everybody, there is a member missing here tonight. So normally you need 4 votes to approve something. So if one person votes no, it would decline your case. So you do have the right to continue the hearing if you'd like, but you may continue now.
Thank you, Chairman Tucker and members of the board. I appreciate that information. My name is Adam Gutbazal. I am here to represent Durant Performance Coatings, Inc. and Burbank Realty, LLC. In light of that information, both that Mr. Lopes is not present this evening, in conjunction with the fact that between the time that we filed our appeal and now, the Site Plan Review Committee is in the process of receiving a traffic study relevant to this project, which is one of the things that we were seeking as part of this matter. With that in mind, we would respectfully ask that this board continue this appeal until a later date to be determined after the Site Plan Review Committee has received and analyzed that traffic study.
I believe we would have to continue it until our next meeting, which would be February 16th. If there would be a future continuation, then someone would have to then ask for that if we don't exceed certain days, right? Which I don't believe would be. No, that doesn't. Okay. All righty. Okay. So is there a motion to continue? Yes. Okay, roll call, please.
On the motion.
Would someone else like to speak? Okay, we have to. Is there any proponents? Anyone in favor? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that side of the hearing. Any opponents? Please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Amato Bocchino. I represent 2 opponents to this Wellness Connection of Mass and Gunner Holdings, LLC of 44 Railroad Street in Revere, excuse me. It's my first time appearing before this board, so I apologize if I do not know all the protocol. I am opposing this appeal as well as request for continuance on the simple basis that this board's jurisdiction is limited to hearing building inspector decisions. There is no building inspector decision before the board to hear. The November 16, 2016 findings and recommendations by the Site Plan Committee was not a decision by the Site Plan Committee. They were literally findings and recommendations sent to the City Council for the City Council to consider in granting a special permit to my clients. There was nothing, no recommendations, excuse me, given to the building inspector, so he had nothing to act on. In other words, he was neither requested nor required to make any sort of determination, which is why, to state the obvious, there is nothing before the board to consider. Yesterday, I submitted a 3 or 4 page opposition. I attached to it the special permit, the November 16 memorandum we're talking about, and the board's ordinances to flesh out what I just said. So I am opposing a continuance for the simple reason that if we come back, the board would not be able to hear whatever the Site Plan Committee is going to say or not say. Do you have any questions?
No, but I do respectfully request a continuance, so I would ask for a roll call to the board.
On the motion to continue this matter to February 16th, Mr. Hamdan? Yes. Yes, Mr. Lemonna? Yes. Yes, Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes, and Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, this matter will be continued.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next application is A2202, Christina Napoli and Marcus Santos, 174 Endicott Ave, appealing the decision of the building inspector to deny the applicant's request for enforcement of the zoning ordinances of the City of Revere with respect to the property located at 172 Endicott Avenue.
I believe that there is a request for a continuance on this by both parties, am I correct?
Yes, that's correct, Chairman Tucker. Each attorney for each of the applicants, as you know, A2202 and A2205 are, should be heard simultaneously, and both representing attorneys requested that the matter be continued.
Is there a motion to continue? Yes. Okay, ask for a roll call, please.
On the roll call on the motion to continue to the meeting of February 16th, Mr. Hamdan?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Lemonna? Yes, Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes, and Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, this application will be continued.
Next calendar item number?
A2203, Hosiana Wandimu and Abibaye Jeremu, 300 Mountain Avenue, requesting a variance of section 1728020, minimum parking requirements of the revised ordinances of the City of Revere to enable the appellants to convert a single-family dwelling to a two-family dwelling at 300 Mountain Avenue.
Okay. Hosanna Undumu, 300 Mountain Avenue, Revere, Mass. We have lived in this property almost 11 years, and we love the property, and we have been staying in the same place. We like our neighborhood. We like Revere. That's where we are raising our kids. At the moment, the property was built as a 2-unit, but when we bought it, it was sold as a single unit. Now we want to convert it as to a 2-unit, so that my mother-in-law and father-in-law, who are elderly, to come and live with us. They don't need to drive. They are elderly. They are not in a capacity to drive, but we want them officially to live there as a unit, so that whatever benefits they might receive can be accepted properly.
Okay, thank you. Seeing that it's a public hearing, are there any proponents? Anyone in favor?
We have submitted signatures that we collected. Yeah.
So through the clerk, we did have the, an email for people with the proponents. Okay. Seeing and hearing none in the audience, I'll close that side of the hearing. Any opponents? Anyone opposed? Seeing and hearing none, I'll close that side of the hearing. Any members wish to speak? Then I would ask for a roll call for a motion to approve
Shall the zoning board of appeals grant the relief requested? Mr. Hamdan?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Lemonna? Yes. Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes, and Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, the variance has been granted.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, you just have to wait till you get a letter.
Thank you very much.
Next application is A2204, Pedro Calcano, 43 Pearl Ave, requesting multiple variances to enable the appellant to convert a single-family dwelling to a two-family dwelling at 43 Pearl Avenue. And Chairman, I did receive an email from Attorney Cipoletta representing the applicant that he was unable to attend due to the architect, I guess, having fallen ill, and he is requesting a continuance via email.
Okay, seeing that this is a public hearing, I would ask if there's any proponents. Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that side of hearing. Any opponents? So there's 3 people in the audience. Do you wish to speak, or this will be continued till February 16th? If you'd like to speak this evening and not have to come back on the 16th, you're welcome to do that, or you can come back on the 16th.
Could I ask, would there be any additional information provided other than
That's unknown.
unknown? We'll be back on the 16th.
Okay. Nope, it's the notices when we announce it tonight, that there'll be a continuance for February 16th at 5 PM. So is there a motion to continue? Okay, I'd like a roll call, please.
On the motion to continue this application to the meeting of February 16th, Mr. Hamdan? Yes. Mr. Lemonna? Yes. Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes, and Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, this application will be continued.
Having no further business, our next meeting will,
And you do have to, I'm sorry, vote on the continuance for, it's a separate application,
Oh, okay,
A2205.
separate, okay.
Yes. So this is an appeal of the decision of the building inspector by Thomas Lebrecq. He's the owner of 172 Endicott Ave. And he's appealing the decision of the building inspector relative to the deck is not conforming as to zoning and not in compliance with the building code. We received a request from the attorney, from the applicant's attorney requesting a continuance as well.
seeing that it's a public hearing, I would ask if there's any other proponents. Hearing none, I'll close that side of the hearing. Any opponents? Hearing none, I'll close that side of the hearing. Is there a motion to continue? Roll call, please.
On the motion to continue the application to February 16th, Mr. Hamdan? Yes. Yes, Mr. Lemonna? Yes. Yes, Mr. Lopes is absent. Mr. Pelton? Yes, and Chairman Tucker?
Yes.
Yes, this matter will be continued. There's
Having no further
Chairman.
business, our next meeting will be February 16th at 5 PM. Have a good evening.